Imagine biting into a decadent chocolate brownie. It's gooey, rich, and perfectly sweet. Now, what if I told you that brownie was keto-friendly? No, I'm not talking about some sad, dry substitute. I mean a real, honest-to-goodness brownie that won't kick you out of ketosis. Sounds impossible, right? Well, get ready to have your mind blown. There's a sweetener that's about to change the game for keto dieters everywhere. It's called allulose, and it might just be the missing piece in your keto puzzle. All right, let's dive into the world of allulose and why it's causing such a stir in the keto community. First things first, what exactly is allulose? At its core, allulose is a type of sugar. But before you panic and click away, hear me out. This isn't your average table sugar. Allulose is what's known as a rare sugar. It's found naturally in small amounts in foods like figs, raisins, and wheat. But here's where it gets interesting. Your body doesn't metabolize allulose like it does regular sugar. When you eat regular sugar, your body breaks it down, absorbs it, and uses it for energy. This process spikes your blood sugar and insulin levels, which is exactly what we're trying to avoid on a keto diet. But allulose, it passes through your system largely undigested. It's like a ghost sugar, all of the sweetness, none of the metabolic impact. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Great, another artificial sweetener that'll probably give me digestive issues and taste like I'm licking a battery. But hold your horses. Allulose is different. It's not artificial at all. It's a naturally occurring sugar that we've just figured out how to produce on a larger scale. And as for the taste, it's clean, sweet, and remarkably similar to regular sugar. No weird aftertaste, no cooling effect like you get with some sugar alcohols. But why should you, as a keto dieter, care about this? Let's break it down. 1. Zero net carbs. This is the big one. Allulose has about 70% of the sweetness of sugar, but with only 0.4 calories per gram compared to sugar's 4 calories per gram. And here's the kicker. It has zero net carbs. Zero. Nada. Zilch. That means you can enjoy sweet treats without worrying about getting kicked out of ketosis. For those of us who've been struggling to satisfy our sweet tooth on keto, this is huge. 2. No blood sugar impact. We've all been there. You try a new keto-friendly product only to test your blood sugar later and find out it's spiked. It's frustrating and can derail your progress. But allulose has been shown in multiple studies to have no impact on blood glucose levels. This is massive for maintaining steady energy levels and avoiding those dreaded sugar crashes. 3. Potential health benefits. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Some studies suggest that allulose might actually have some positive effects on your health. It's been shown to potentially lower blood sugar levels, increase fat burning, and even reduce belly fat. One study in particular found that participants who consumed allulose had lower body fat percentage and body mass index, BMI, compared to those who consumed regular sugar. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a magic bullet, but combined with a well-formulated keto diet, it could give you an extra edge in reaching your health goals. 4. Versatility in cooking and baking. If you've been on keto for a while, you know the struggle of finding a sweetener that actually works well in recipes. Some don't caramelize, others leave a weird texture, and don't even get me started on the ones that recrystallize in the fridge. Allulose behaves a lot like sugar in baking. It caramelizes, it provides bulk, and it doesn't have that cooling effect or aftertaste that you get with some sugar alcohols. This means you can use it in everything from keto ice cream to caramel sauce. Now, let's talk about how to actually use allulose in your keto diet. Here are some ideas. Coffee and tea. Say goodbye to bland morning brews. A teaspoon of allulose can add sweetness without the carbs. It dissolves easily, even in cold drinks, making it perfect for iced coffee or tea. Baking. This is where allulose really shines. From keto cookies to cakes, allulose can be used as a 1.1 replacement for sugar in most recipes. Just remember, it's slightly less sweet, so you might need to use a bit more. It browns nicely, making it great for things like keto creme brulee. Sauces and dressings. Need to add a touch of sweetness to your keto BBQ sauce or salad dressing? Allulose has got you covered. It blends well with other ingredients and doesn't leave a gritty texture. Smoothies and shakes. Blend it into your protein shakes or green smoothies for a sweet kick without the carb load. It's especially good in fruit-flavored smoothies where you want that natural sweetness. Homemade ice cream. Allulose is excellent for making keto ice cream. It lowers the freezing point of liquids, which means your ice cream will stay scoopable even after being in the freezer. Cocktails. For those of you who enjoy the occasional low-carb cocktail, allulose makes a great simple syrup substitute. Mix it with water, heat until dissolved, and you've got a keto-friendly sweetener for your drinks. But like anything, allulose isn't perfect. Let's talk about some potential downsides. 1. Cost. This is probably the biggest barrier for most people. Allulose is more expensive than regular sugar or some other keto-friendly sweeteners. But when you consider the benefits and versatility, many find it worth the extra cost. Plus, as it becomes more popular, the price is likely to come down. 2. Availability. While it's becoming more common, it might not be as easy to find as other sweeteners. You might need to order it online or check specialty health food stores. But don't let this discourage you. Many online retailers now carry it, and it's shelf-stable, so you can stock up. 3. Digestive effects. While allulose is generally well tolerated, some people might experience digestive discomfort if they consume large amounts. This is true for many sugar alternatives. As with any new food, it's best to introduce it slowly and see how your body responds. 4. Calorie content. While it's very low in calories, it's not zero. If you're using large amounts in recipes, those calories can add up. It's still important to be mindful of your overall calorie intake, even when using allulose. 5. Baking adjustments. While allulose is great for baking, you might need to make some adjustments to your recipes. It tends to brown faster than regular sugar, so you might need to lower your oven temperature or baking time. Now, you might be wondering how allulose stacks up against other keto-friendly sweeteners. Let's do a quick comparison. Stevia. Natural, 0 calorie, but can have a bitter aftertaste and doesn't work well in baking. It's very sweet, so a little goes a long way. Erythritol. Low calorie. Works well in baking, but can have a cooling effect and cause digestive issues in some people. It also tends to recrystallize in cold foods. Monk fruit. Natural, 0 calorie, but expensive and often mixed with other sweeteners. It has a distinct taste that some people love and others find off-putting. Xylitol. Tastes very similar to sugar and works well in baking, but can cause significant digestive issues in some people and is toxic to dogs. Allulose. Natural, low calorie, works well in baking, no aftertaste, but more expensive. It's the closest to sugar in terms of taste and behavior in recipes. As you can see, allulose holds its own pretty well in this lineup. It's not perfect, but for many keto dieters, it's the closest thing to a true sugar substitute. So, how can you incorporate allulose into your keto diet? Start small. Try using it in your morning coffee or tea. Once you're comfortable with the taste and how your body reacts, start experimenting with keto baking recipes. There are tons of great recipes online specifically designed for allulose. Here's a simple recipe to get you started. Keto allulose simple syrup. Mix equal parts allulose and water in a saucepan. Heat until the allulose is completely dissolved. Let it cool, and you've got a versatile sweetener for drinks, sauces, and more. Remember, while allulose can be a great tool in your keto toolkit, it's not a magic solution. It should be part of a well-rounded, nutrient-dense keto diet. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you can eat unlimited sweets just because they're made with allulose. Moderation is still key. It's also worth noting that while the FDA has recognized allulose as generally safe, long-term studies on its effects are still limited. As with any dietary change, it's always a good idea to consult with a healthcare professional, especially if you have any underlying health conditions. Allulose might just be the sweetener you've been searching for on your keto journey. It's natural, it tastes great, and it won't kick you out of ketosis. For more info about why it's such a game changer, check out this other video too.